If you're watching this, you're probably exhausted and nobody would know. You look like you have it all together. You're the one people call when things fall apart. But here's what nobody's telling you. That strength is actually survival mode. Honey, it's costing your wealth, your relationships, and your actual power. I'm going to show you the 6 signs you're stuck in fight or flight, even if your life looks successful. And the nervous system tools that help me go from constant reactivity to calm as my baseline. Some of the same tools I've used with women who've gone from tolerating mistreatment to standing in their power, from decision paralysis to clarity, and from performing peace to actually feeling it. The women who regulate their nervous systems don't lose their drive, they reclaim it. Let's get you there. If your nervous system is exhausted and you want support, the Clarity Reset is linked down below. It is the perfect, most gentle place to start. So here's the dangerous part about survival mode. It rewards you. You get promotions, compliments, people depend on you. So your body thinks, oh, this stress, this is how we win. But your nervous system can't tell the difference between a board meeting and a bear attack. And after years of this, you stop living. You start performing life. Let's audit where you are. Here are the 6 signs. Sign number 1, chronic fatigue that you ignore. You are bone tired, but you can't stop moving. Your cortisol is stuck in overdrive. Even when you sit down, your brain is scanning for the next fire. This isn't laziness. It's nervous system dysregulation. Quick example. You just finished this big project, and instead of celebrating, you're thinking, okay, what's next? And it's all because rest feels like failure. Question: when was the last time you felt truly relaxed, not just distracted? I'll wait. Sign number 2, over apologizing and people pleasing. I used to apologize so much. Baby, you apologize for existing. No judgment. I've been there, but I'm going to help you come on out. In survival mode, your brain learns that keeping others happy means you're safe. So you shrink. You over explain. You apologize for taking up space. Your amygdala perceives conflict as life threatening. So people pleasing becomes a strategy. You're the expert in the room, but you phrase every idea as a question. Maybe we could try instead of, listen, here's what we're doing. Take a deep breath. How often do you ignore your needs to avoid disappointing someone else? Sign number 3, decision fatigue and analysis paralysis. Simple decisions feel impossible. Impossible. What to eat, what to wear, what offer to launch. Your brain is so overstimulated from constant threat assessment that it can't prioritize. Women in survival mode take significantly longer to make business decisions and second guess them constantly. You have rewritten the same email 7 times, not because it's complex, but because your nervous system doesn't trust you. So I have another question. Do you overthink choices that used to feel easy? Sign number 4, emotional reactivity that you hate. You snap at people you love.
What?
You snap at a minor inconvenience. Traffic, a text tone, someone chewing triggers rage or tears. You're not cruel, you're hypervigilant, and your nervous system is a tripwire. Here's an example. Your partner asks a simple question and you feel attacked. Then, after some time goes by, you're sitting wondering, why did I react like that? Question: are you more reactive now than you were 5 years ago? Sign number 5, the real chasing to feel alive. Calm feels dangerous. Your body is addicted to adrenaline, so you chase drama, toxic relationships, last minute deadlines, crisis management, because chaos feels like home. Think about it. Do you self-sabotage when things get too peaceful? Sign number 6, disconnection from joy and femininity. You can't remember the last time you felt soft. You've armored up. Femininity feels frivolous. Pleasure feels selfish. You operate in pure masculine energy, achieving, controlling, and pushing. This isn't strength. It's nothing to brag about like many women do on social media. This is a trauma response. When did you stop doing things just because they feel good? If you recognized yourself in 3 or more of these, you're not broken. You're biologically stuck in a state that was supposed to be for short-term survival, not long-term thriving. The women's society praises as being strong are normally the ones suffering the most. Ask me how I know. We have been conditioned to see survival mode as a personality trait. But here's what changes everything. Your nervous system is trainable, and regulation isn't soft, it's strategic. Let me show you how. Your body has 4 nervous system states: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Funny. Most high achieving women cycle through all 4, sometimes in a single meeting. Here's the problem. Your brain can't build wealth from a place of threat. When you're in fight or flight, your prefrontal cortex, this is the part of your brain that makes strategic decisions, sees opportunities, builds vision. It goes offline. All of your energy funnels to survival. This is why you can work 60-hour weeks and still feel stuck. You're grinding in the wrong nervous system state. The women who scale effortlessly, they've learned to regulate first, execute second. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 regulation tools, and these aren't woo-woo, okay? These are vagus nerve activations. The same techniques that Navy SEALs and Olympic athletes use. Let's make them yours. Tool 1, the physiological sigh. Double inhale through your nose and then a long exhale through your mouth. This is the fastest way to downregulate your nervous system. Stanford research shows it reduces cortisol in 90 seconds. You can use this tool before big decisions, after you've been through some sort of conflict, or when you feel your body is about to panic. Try it with me right now. So do a double inhale through your nose. Now do a long exhale through your mouth. Let's do it again. Sometimes my mic, when I try to do breathing exercises, my mic cuts certain parts out because the mic thinks it's a background noise. So hopefully you can hear the sigh, but let's do it again. Even if you can't hear mine, as long as you can hear yours, that's what matters. Notice the immediate drop in your shoulders. That's safety coming online. Tool number 2, grounding. You're going to press your feet flat on the floor. Blanket, because I'm always cold. Press your feet flat on the floor. Notice the pressure, the temperature. Wiggle your toes. At least my feet aren't cold. I have on socks. This works because it pulls you out of future tripping and back into your own body. Your nervous system can only freak out about the future. It can't panic about right now. This is a method you can use if you're experiencing decision fatigue, overwhelm, anything like that, especially before you're launching something new. And here's what I've seen. Women who practice grounding before high-stake moments, like sale calls, having a difficult conversation, big launches, they've reported that they feel more present and less reactive. And that shift changes everything. And tool number 3, micro boundaries. Say no to one thing today that you normally say yes to out of obligation. It doesn't have to be big. Ooh, I'm not available for that call. I need 10 minutes before we talk. Or, I'm not discussing that today. Don't do your face like mine. I'm not discussing that today. This works because every boundary that you honor tells your nervous system we're safe enough to have preferences, and that builds self trust. Women who practice boundaries make decisions faster because their body is not screaming, protect everyone else first. Here's the part that grew my mind when I started researching nervous system regulation. Regulated women don't just feel better, they perform better. Studies show that when your nervous system feels safe, you make significantly better strategic decisions. Your creativity increases dramatically. You're more likely to see opportunities instead of threats, and your body produces different hormones, less cortisol, and more oxytocin and DHEA. Safety isn't soft. Safety is your competitive advantage. The reason you're exhausted isn't because you're not working hard enough. It's because you're trying to build an empire from a nervous system that thinks it is running from a predator. You can't scale from survival. You can only survive. Quick thing, if this is a landing, drop I'm ready to regulate down in the comments. I read every single one and it helps me to know what content to create next. And if you realize that you need more than a YouTube video to rewire this, I've got something at the end. Let's keep going. Let's talk about the lie that's keeping you stuck. Strong women handle everything. You've been praised your whole life for not complaining, for pushing through, for being the reliable one. And your nervous system learned, if I break, I'm not valuable. So you kept going through burnout, through postpartum, through betrayal, and everyone called you strong. But here's what nobody told you. That's not strength. That's self-abandonment. Real strength isn't enduring everything. Real strength is choosing yourself even when it disappoints people. The women who exit survival mode don't become weak. They become discerning. They stop proving and start choosing. Really quick, I'm going to give you 4 identity rewrites. Rewrites number 1, from I can handle it to I choose my capacity. So your old belief is, if I can do it, I should just do it. Your new belief, just because I can doesn't mean it's mine to carry. The women I've worked with who set capacity boundaries have reported an increase in clarity and energy. They stopped doing low value tasks and started protecting their highest impact. Rewrite number 2, from rest is earned to rest is required. Your old belief was, I'll rest when everything is done. No. Your new belief is, rest is how I stay sharp enough to build. Studies on elite athletes show performance peaks after strategic rest, not relentless grind, boo. Your business is no different. Rewrite number 3, from I'm fine to I'm allowed to need. Your old belief was that asking for help was a sign of weakness. No more. Your new belief is that receiving is a feminine superpower. Listen at this. Women who learn to receive support scale faster because they are not bottlenecking their growth by becoming the martyr. Rewrite number 4, from softness is a weakness to regulation is power. Your old belief was, if I soften, I'll lose my edge. Your new belief, the most powerful women are the most regulated. Your softest self makes your clearest decisions. When you're not defending, you're designing. Let me tell you about a woman I worked with who came to me exhausted. She was praised for being strong, the friend that everyone called on in crisis, the one who never broke. But privately, she was snapping at her kids, losing sleep, and tolerating a relationship that was draining her. We didn't fix her circumstances first. We fixed her nervous system. She started practicing regulation tools, breath work, boundaries, grounding. She stopped apologizing for taking up space, and she started saying no without the guilt. Within weeks, she told me, I feel like myself again. I don't even know the last time I felt this good. She didn't lose her strength. She just stopped using it to survive and started using it to build. And she's not the only one. I've worked with over 75 women, took them through deep assessments, inner healing, deliverance, nervous system regulation, identity reconstruction. And the testimonials, they're all saying the same thing. Feel like myself again. I didn't know peace could feel like this. I finally set a boundary without guilt. Y'all know I love boundaries. I've even had some come back to me and say, I don't tolerate what I used to tolerate. It is amazing the things that we put up with, the people, places, and things that we put up with when we've forgotten who we are. This is what regulation does. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you whole. And of course, regulation isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice. The women who exit survival mode for good, they build what I call a nervous system sanctuary. These are just daily habits that signal safety to your body. No, ma'am, these aren't optional self-care. They're strategic rewiring. Here are the 5 I teach and the ones high-performing women refuse to skip. Practice number 1, morning embodiment over morning hustle. We do slow mornings over here. Start your day in your body, not your brain. Before you check your email, before you check Slack, before you check your text messages, 5 minutes of embodiments, at least 5 minutes. This can be stretching on the floor, dancing to a song, a slow walk outside. This is going to prime your nervous system for response instead of reaction. You're setting the tone. I'm safe. I have time. Women who do this report significantly fewer anxiety spirals by 10 a.m. Practice this by using a 5-minute timer. Move however feels good. There is no agenda. If you don't have rhythm like me, baby, dance like nobody's watching. I love to do some line dances and don't know what I be doing. I need to brush up on my Tamia's line dance. Okay. Practice number 2, the sacred no. Say 1 sacred no per day. Just no. And remember that no is a complete sentence. This is where you're going to practice that boundary muscle. Practice 1 no that prioritizes your nervous system over people pleasing. Here are some examples. I'm not taking meetings before 10 a.m. I'm not responding to any non-urgent text messages after 6 p.m. I am not explaining my boundaries twice. Girl, me, I may not explain it one time, but you understand. This works because every note that you honor rewires self-trust. Your body learns, she don't play about me. She's keeping us safe. I've worked with women who have been experiencing disrespect. It could have been in their workplace, in their church. You would be surprised. At home for years. She thought that standing up for herself would be too much or that it would mean that she's difficult. After putting these boundaries in place, they came back and told me how they were able to advocate for themselves no matter where this disrespect was occurring. And they didn't have this meltdown afterwards. This is how you start. Pick your easiest no first and then build that muscle. Okay. Practice number 3, pleasure before productivity. Do one thing for pleasure, not productivity, every single day. How many days are in a week? Thank you. You're a good class. Every single day. Read fiction, take a bath, sit in the sun, watch a movie, paint your nails, stare at the ceiling, whatever makes you feel good. That's ethical, of course. This works because survival mode trains you to only value output. Pleasure practices retrain your nervous system so that it knows we are safe to actually enjoy life. Women who prioritize pleasure report having their best ideas during rest, not during hustle. Rest is where vision lives. Practice 4, emotional completion rituals. Complete your stress cycles. Your body holds stress until you metabolize it. If you don't complete the cycle, it will get stored as chronic tension. This is how to complete stress. Shake it out. Literally. Shake your body for 60 seconds. Move your body. Shake your body. Shake your body. Move your body. Yeah, 60 seconds. You can cry when you need to. I'm not telling you to force yourself to cry, but don't hold back if you know you need to cry. Actually did that one. Was it last week? When did I find out? Yep, I did that one. I had to check the calendar last week when I found out my first best friend ever died. And she just didn't die. She was tragically killed. It was heinous, okay? The older Anisha would have held that. I don't want to feel it. I can't deal with this. I can't process it. Oh, baby, listen, let's go ahead and get through this. When I found out, imagine going on social media to look for someone and you start seeing news articles. Honey, I completed the cycle. I allowed myself to feel. I cried so many times, multiple days, broke down. Sure did. And I'm grateful for it. So cry when you need to. You can scream into a pillow. Just move the emotion through. Okay? This is going to work because survival mode, it teaches you to suppress. Completion rituals teach you to release. The best time to do this after stressful moments, like getting the news I got last week, after big meetings, if you have to have a hard conversation, you can take 2 minutes to move or just breathe it out. Just make sure you don't carry it into the next thing. And practice number 5, the evening audit. You need to end your day with a nervous system audit. Before bed, ask yourself, where did I feel safe today? Where did I people please? What's one thing that I'm proud of? This works because it trains your brain to look for regulation wins, not just productivity wins. You start noticing progress in nervous system language. So women who do this audit start noticing their regulation wins, not just productivity wins. A woman came back and told me that she didn't realize how much she measured her worth by what she was able to get done, not by how present she was, just what she could dish out. This is where everything changes. You can start that practice by using voice memos. So voice memo it to yourself. 90 seconds. It doesn't even have to be super long. That's it. And of course, you don't need to do all 5 perfectly. Pick 2, master them, and then add more when you're ready. Regulation isn't about perfection. It's about consistency in the direction of safety. And here's the truth. The women that practice these, they don't just feel better. They build better because a regulated nervous system sees opportunities that a survival mode brain can't perceive. Let me tell you what happened when I regulated my own nervous system. I used to be the strong friend, the one who handled everything, the one who never complained. But I was also the one who overthought every single decision. I used to apologize so much it got on my own nerves, and I would self-sabotage out of the fear of rejection. I didn't even realize I was in survival mode for decades because everyone praised me for being capable and for helping them, showing up. But I got to a point where I told God I cannot continue to live like this. Like I literally can't live like this. I started doing the work, regulation tools, boundary practices, embodiment helped me so much, even identity reconstruction. And I noticed out of nowhere, something shifted. Now, it didn't take long for me. Everybody is different, but calm became my baseline. Real calm, not forced calm, legitimate calm, not just a "I'm fine, nothing's wrong." No, baby, I mean actual peace that surpasses my very understanding. I am at a place now where I am so calm and peaceful that I couldn't even crash out if I tried. My decision making improved. The relationships I allowed in my life, whether platonic or romantic, they were upgraded because I wasn't attracting from the place of lack anymore. I stopped oversharing, and it's so crazy because even though I used to overshare, I was still super private, but stopped oversharing, over explaining. I stopped apologizing for existing. People started telling me, even people that follow me on social media, you look so free. You just look at peace. And they were right because, baby, I am finally free. Now, imagine that for you. Imagine waking up and your first thought isn't dread. It's curiosity. You check your calendar and instead of feeling panic, you feel prepared because you've built margin, because you say no to what drains you. You make a big decision. Launch the offer, set the boundary, walk away from what's not aligned. And there's no second guessing spiral. Just calm certainty. Someone disappoints you and you don't collapse or rage. You feel it, you process it, and you move on because your worth isn't tied to their approval. This isn't fantasy. This is regulation. When you exit survival mode, here's what becomes possible. In your wealth, you stop undercharging because you feel safe enough to ask what you're worth. You see opportunities you used to miss. You make money from alignment, not exhaustion. In your relationships, you stop attracting people who need fixing. And maybe I should have said you stop entertaining people who need fixing, because we can't help who we attract. But the problem is we sit and entertain these people. When you exit survival mode, you can also receive love without suspicion. Sit in that. And my favorite one, or one of my favorite ones, you set boundaries without guilt. In your body, you sleep through the night. Your baseline becomes calm and you feel at home in your own skin. In your feminine energy, don't take that too far. Softness feels safe, not weak. You can be held. You're not just a holder, and you trust yourself to rest. I'm so glad God chose me to be a girl. This is your bloom era, and it is waiting for you on the other side of regulation. Here's your decision. You can keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding, keep proving, keep being strong, or you can choose regulation over reputation. You can stop performing, start being. And if you're ready for that, if you're tired of wearing survival mode like armor, I've built something for you. Bloom is my nervous system regulation and inner healing program for high achieving women who are done surviving. And before you think, oh my goodness, it's just another program, let me be clear. I've already done most of this work with over 75 women. Deep assessments, emotional breakthroughs, nervous system regulation, identity reconstruction. I have the 5-star reviews to the glory of God. I have the testimonials. I have women who came to me bound and left free. The difference now, I've structured it to blend inner healing and deliverance work all in one. Bloom is an 8 or 16-week arc designed to take you from survival to sovereignty, step by step, with support and without burnout. This isn't experimental. This is my proven methodology now built in a container for your transformation. It's not therapy. It's also not unlimited access to me because that would dysregulate the both of us. It's a structured, once per week transformation experience where we meet for 60 minutes every single week. And between sessions, you get bounded support so you can actually integrate your breakthroughs. We move through a specific arc: deep assessment, emotional detox, identity reconstruction, mastery, deliverance preparation, execution, and aftercare. Because you didn't come this far just to feel better. You came to be free. Bloom has 2 pathways, and both are designed around how your nervous system actually heals. The 8-week foundational reset is for women who need immediate nervous system recalibration and emotional detox. We start with a deep assessment. I need to know exactly where you're stuck and what's driving your survival patterns. This isn't a cookie cutter program. This is custom built transformation based on where you actually are. Then we move through inner healing foundations, pattern interruption, identity reconstruction, and regulation mastery. If deliverance is part of your healing, we do it, but only when you're ready. We do not rush sacred work. By the end, you'll have a regulated nervous system, new identity foundations, and a transformation blueprint for what's next. So for the 8 weeks, you get one 60-minute session per week with me, bounded support between sessions so you can process without me burning out, and tailored regulation tools. This is going to be your fast track to feel like yourself again. Then we have the 16-week deep transformation. This is for women who want to go beyond regulation into full identity reconstruction and deliverance work. This is the program for the women who need time for deliverance, time to recover, time to integrate the freedom. So we'll move through emotional repatterning, identity reconstruction, inner child healing, deliverance preparation and aftercare, and long-term emotional mastery. I'm sitting here like, man, I think I need to take my price up for both of them, which I was already advised to do that, but very generous pricing. By the end of the 16 weeks, you'll have a fully reconstructed identity, mastery over your emotional landscape, and integration tools that you can use for life. What you get with the 16 weeks, of course, one 60-minute session with me is going to be deeper, layered work, being that we have more time together. You get high-touch support in between sessions, access to my private vault of resources, and enough time to do this right. This is for the woman who is building an empire, not just a business. The reason we're meeting once a week for both programs is because this is how the nervous system actually heals. You need time between sessions to integrate, practice, and let your body catch up to the breakthrough. Premium doesn't mean more access. Premium means more structured transformation. And that's what Bloom is. I know what you're thinking. I don't have time for weekly sessions. Well, you don't have time to stay in survival mode. 1 hour per week is about 0.6% of your entire week. You'll create time when you stop spinning in reactivity. Well, what if I need you in between sessions? You'll have support, but the truth is we're building your internal regulation, not your dependency on me. You won't need me the way you think you will. What if this doesn't work for me? I've worked with over 75 women, and some of them were probably thinking the same thing. Then they stopped performing and started healing, and everything shifted. I'm not sure if I'm ready. Honey, if you've watched this far, you're ready. The link is in the description. Go read the full details on both pathways. Here's what I want you to imagine. 4 months from now, or even 8 months from now, you're in a session with me and you say, I didn't realize how much energy I was spending on just surviving. And I'll say, I know, but now you're free. That version of you, the one who's regulated, reconstructed, and free, she's already waiting. She's just waiting for you to say yes. The link to Bloom is below. I'll see you on the other side.